drinks neutral. Scent 3 blind mice who look like Chapman. 2 at night, to my bed that night, someone I love. Scarred them for that. Someone they had to fight off. They had maybe a large party. They had a big party. Someone was maybe they had a bad night with someone that they loved at a party or something, and it was like scarred them. You know, somebody would just keep somebody or cut off from, or maybe night someone went kind of crazy on some people. You know, and then walked away from it. And people are upset that I'm the one that's the King of Swords in this. 84. KD. Nothing strange about that, whatever. Still had a heart. I still had a heart, bitch. Still had a heartbeat. Still had a heartbeat, but you went with it, you know. And as my heartbeat grew, they became very weary and unbalanced. People started running because they knew they were screwed. And that what? The communication that they had got, someone fucked up. The mail they got, someone was holding back information, something. 84 again on crossing me. You know? To balance things out with someone maybe they grew up with, someone they grew up with, someone that they loved, or someone that, you know, they had heart for, but were like torn by someone walking away and causing someone to be crossed, like literally killed, and causing this person to have to fight against a lot of people, and like even some people that he loved, and maybe even had to kill some people he loved because, you know, like people attacked him at night or while he was asleep, while he was dead, and come back alive, come back from whatever at the same fucking moment, you know, that they were trying to steal money from me, try to steal my jewelry, my pinky ring that they stole. Behind the scenes, they keep it hid. They were trying to hide that they were stealing. They were trying to steal from me, and they were stealing mail. They were stealing my names. They were stealing my fucking whole identity, my kids' identity, my family. Like, they were trying to attack me and my family. And behind the scenes, they were trying to play cool, like they weren't crossing anyone. You know what I mean? Like, so they were crossing out communications. Like, people were trying to warn people, trying to get a hold of people, and they were blocking the communications. And so you had to walk unbalanced, like without knowing. And they were loving what they were at first loving it because everything was growing and like so much was coming in and so much like love and so much people wanted to help and all this. And then when people seen that, like, oh wow, he's actually just like in despair, like out on his own kind of thing, people walk away from him and they're kind of like cut off from him now. And people that were like all lovey-dovey and just like having it easier, now kind of having to struggle and carry like a heavy burden, a heavy load. And of course, maybe they're being tortured at night by some ghost, like they're having trouble sleeping or anything like that. I mean, I'd be having that shit too, but you know what I'm saying? I don't really see it. I've always had uh, insomnia my whole life, so it don't matter. Um, this is new for people, some people anyway. Like they're starting to hear voices or they're hearing things at night. Maybe they're hearing me. I don't know. I know a lot of people seem to hear me, and someone's paying someone at night. Maybe they're paying them behind the scenes to pretend to be family or to like stay with them or something like that. And that's so they hold on to something that they cross someone for, because they're scared. They're scared that like things are about to get unbalanced. Things are about to like turn. Like the tides are really going to turn, and the love that these people were paying for, the friendships that they were paying for are going to go away because they're not able to pay. Like the money is like being withheld, and they're running out of what they're saving or what they had, and they're not able to communicate, or they're not willing to communicate that like things are messed up, and either they have already been crossed, or that they're going, this person or they are all going to be crossed, and like they're just trying to balance things out right now and keep it secret, because they're watching as things are growing, as things are progressing, and they're seeing that this person that had a lot of love for them or had a lot of heart, you know, is kind of, you know, not, maybe they're looking a different way, maybe they're just like in despair themselves, or they're just kind of like up in the air, kind of like they're kind of hung, like they're like maybe they have multiple people or something, you know, and like you're just something that you weren't wanting, or you're seeing people are walking away because of this, and or they're turning their back, and maybe it's even making this person like more aggressive, more by themselves. So people were kind of like, maybe people are even guarding them. Maybe they're like trying to like keep it back to watch things out. It's like I've seen like the birds and stuff. Like they're kind of just like guarding. Like they're just walking around, kind of around the perimeter, kind of thing, because they see that there's a heavy burden. Someone that you loved, or someone that's carrying a heavy burden, or is wanting to see you carry a heavy burden, is like having trouble sleeping at night, and like things are growing. Like maybe they're like their voices that they're hearing is growing, or they're like weird things are starting to happen more normal for these people, and they're trying to keep it hidden, and even maybe they're even paying people. So maybe they're even going to a therapist or something, and they're not really finding no help, and they're feeling really unbalanced because maybe they had a relationship with someone and they're not sick. They're having like a dark night of the soul, and they don't know what to do. And they feel, whoa. They're like, oh wow, I can feel JD now. It's crazy. They have so many choices. Maybe you have a lot of ghosts or a lot of beings, a lot of spirits that come into you and like are attached to you, and if someone has a relationship with you and crosses you, that them spirits will attack them. Like really. And that is the way that they operate. Terminators and predators. You know? And they are like a fighting bunch. Pretty much. The A5 crew. A2. 823. So you got maybe someone you love, maybe was going to go to jail for a girl. Some girl maybe was going to pay them to go to jail for them, and you stopped it. Like, joke's on you, because guess what? We're good. And behind the scenes, what they found out was this person was going to pay someone to go to jail for them. And to be honest with you, it's your crime. As in, like, they were all kind of like paying to find out about things and this, and then say that they were involved in them to get street cred, to insurance, to sue, whatever. I don't know, but they had a lot of ways, and they've been doing this for a long time, and they definitely know what they're doing. They're all pros. So there's no one innocent involved here. No innocence has been lost, even if you consider me a murderer or whatever. No innocence has been lost. So, except for mine, really, to be truthful about it. You're like, what? No way. Because everybody else is involved in it. It's kind of hard. But, you know, either way, because they're trying to block you from knowing, block you from seeing, so that people will attack you, so people will hurt you. They want to see you hurt. They want to see, and this is the way they've been doing this for a long time, and they've been making things hard for you, because this is so easy for you that you already completed this multitude of times, and you know they have a hard time getting around it or getting through it, and they see that you don't, and they want what you have or what you provide or the magic that you have, and they don't have no love for you. They want you in jail because they see that you are like extremely special, and you are a whatever. You're like a predator to their way of life. You know what I mean? You're like, you cause their way of life to be nothing. You know, and they were doing all these jokes and playing all these games and doing all these things on you, and then really tried to really take you out, and was paying money. And people were making a lot of money in the background off of this and loved this shit because they were airing it. They were making all kinds of shows, all kinds of shit out of it. You know what I mean? And now they have to pay. And some of them, if not most, are in jail and don't like it. And they just pretend and they like make up things like, but these people do not like being in jail. Alright? And like, believe me, they could get hurt just as easily in jail as probably easier in jail than outside of jail. So, and communication can get cut in there too. It ain't no different, you know. When you're doing it to me and you do all these things to me, you know, it could happen to you. And people in jail are realizing their mail and all is being really withheld and maybe even changed completely, and people on the outside are doing things and they don't even know it, or they hear about it later, or when they get in jail and they're like, oh no, and like, man, there's so much shit going on. And like, I really feel like there's somebody wanting me to own a prison or be a warden or something of a prison, or there's a warden of a prison. Maybe a ghost coming in here. Maybe there's 3 or 4 wardens here, actually. Be true about it. Having a lot of problems in jail, specifically. You know, like with people being cross, maybe canteen shit, you know, seeing a doctor kind of things, you know, rackets on rackets, and getting cell phones and communication, and their communications and letters are being messed up, and like the actual prisons stepping into the future, because they're going to they have to implement that's why they implemented the tablet, and they're not doing much with cell phones, is because people are having to get out of prison that have been there for 20 or 30 years and don't know how to fucking use a phone or anything, you know, and hasn't never seen a computer, you know, and y'all are like, what? How? You know, and people run, you get out and you look fucking retarded, you look stupid, and then they kill themselves, you know what I'm saying? Like, or they do something even crazier, whatever, you know? And you're like, oh man, like that simple of a thing is that big of a deal, but it is. That's why they still have they still have payphones at some of the jails or prisons or whatever. They keep them there for that reason. And Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure started when they got out of prison and they made a phone call from the payphone outside of the prison or outside of the jail. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. That's how it starts. George Carlin comes in. Hey, Steve, what's up? What's up? That kind of thing. Yeah. But either way. And I've been getting something about a hot dog and chili. Probably poisoning of some sort. I don't know. I ate a hot dog and chili. That's pretty good. Actually, if it poisoned me, I must be dead. I don't think I care anyway. But, y'all do. But, either way. Peace.